What's up, guys?
Hello! Wow, such an exciting event, guys.
Pretty exciting.
Other than, of course, the obvious. Obviously we came home with.
I know a guy.
He knows a guy. Obviously we came home with the W, which, okay, by the way, that's way better than not. Okay, would have been a very long drive had we not.
Very long.
Yeah, but anyways, the whole night was such an exciting and fun time. So definitely want to tell everyone thank you for all the support, and
What's up, the Sports Bar?
Thank you for tuning in tonight, so that we can go over this awesome card and this awesome event. And be sure, remember to hit subscribe if you haven't already, and share to your feed so that people can find us. Yeah. So
thanks, Mike.
As always, we've got Super Chat enacted, so that you can, if you want to be sure that we see your questions, and we will have a Q&A after we go through the matches. But we want to get through all of those first, and Michael Todd is going to give you a play-by-play of what he was experiencing.
Don't forget to click the subscribe, hit the bell for notifications, share, guys.
Absolutely,
we get this thing big enough when we come to your town.
Yeah, what we are so excited about is you guys, okay? Monster Michael Todd has the best,
thickest skinned fans in the world.
Champion fans in the world.
Because there's a lot of hate out there.
You guys put up with so much uneducated, ignorant shit.
That's the only way you can describe it.
It's unbelievable.
That was perfectly executed arm wrestling.
Unbelievable, absolutely.
Crazy folks.
They even tightened the rules, which, by the way, WAL's rules are stricter than anyone in the world as far as the King's move, okay? Where your shoulder can be. The only time that it can dip below the pad, and it's talking about the delt. And for all those uneducated people, it's talking about the competing arm. I can't believe the number of people that think it has to do with your non-competing arm. You cut that sucker off and leave it at home. Nobody would care, all right? But anyways, the strictest rules. And they even tightened them up.
What's up, Paul Lynn? Thanks, buddy. Did you expect it to be like that? For real, seriously.
No, I don't think anybody expected that.
I know that's Paul Lynn. He's from PA. He knows what's up.
Yeah.
I mean, he was 50-50.
That.
Hell
no. We didn't either, okay? But Michael went in, and he went in prepared for a war. Okay, guys? He left nothing to chance. He didn't take anything for granted. He gave Dave the respect that Dave deserves.
Absolutely.
And he went in prepared. All right?
What's up, Mitchell?
So, anyways, I'm going to have a look at these just a moment while we give everybody a little bit more time to...
Not that dominant.
Give everybody time to hop on. We'll answer some things here. What's up, guys? Hey, Aaron, how you doing? Nick Rowe, yes, sir. Can't break a Powell, big dog. Just had to stop in before hitting the gym. Well, you busted out at the gym and come back and watch this again later, okay? We had company over, made them watch with me. Were you jumping up and down, Mike Ramos? I mean, like, were you losing your mind? I'm going to tell y'all when we get to Michael's match, something that he totally did me wrong on.
You know I'd never do her wrong.
Done me wrong.
What's he saying? Been tracking your prep, diet, and training. It really makes sense in hindsight. Dude, seriously. I was really prepared. Now, I'm super excited about moving forward. I was supposed to have already started the vertical diet, and I was supposed to go shopping yesterday. I'm going to be honest, that 16-hour drive home, getting in at 4 a.m., waking up at 8 because my dog wouldn't let me sleep. Thanks, Ollie.
Where's the sound?
Has been trashed. I've completely been trashed. Oh, I'm looking at the wrong side of the camera. Sorry.
I did it again.
Yeah, completely trashed.
Yeah.
But yeah, so I'm going to do all the shopping tomorrow. Boom, get started on Wednesday. Cannot wait to see what happens next.
Yeah, all right, yeah. Okay, so let's roll. WAL 503. One thing that I want to say before we get into it is, guys, being there in person, dang, it is so easy to sit here and give our predictions.
I'm going to answer this real quick. I'm sorry.
Okay.
Remember where you're at. Somebody just asked if Dave was as strong as when he pulled Dennis.
Right here.
I spoke with Bart afterwards, and he said that was the strongest, most prepared Dave ever. Which, to me, just shows the respect that we have from one another. We came into that thing prepared for battle. And Dave, I'm telling you, even now, I still don't want to pull Dave. I'm cool with him just marking my corner from now on. We don't have to be competitors.
We like that.
We can just be buddies. All right, so what you saying, Tony?
Okay, so just being there, like I said, it's easy to sit here and give our predictions and sit here and watch from home on BR Live and, you know, not really have any emotional investment. But when you actually talk with the competitors themselves, and I have to admit, even now, I still get a little bit starstruck when you see, you know, Justin Bishop with his calf, you know, Giannis, and all of them. I just get a little bit starstruck.
Okay, now I'm completely offended. You're starstruck by those dudes? Boom!
Michael Todd. Anyways, you get emotionally invested. And while we're sitting there and they're going out to their matches, even if it ends the way I called it, I felt a little bad, you know? But what an exciting night.
Because we're all friends, man. We hate to see one another lose. And
you do. You want everybody to win. You want everybody to walk home with a W. And it's just not possible.
I mean, that's the nature of this sport. You know, there's going to be somebody that wins and somebody that loses, and you got to be prepared because that loss is right around the corner. I'm hoping mine's like 5 left, 2 rights, and a quarter mile down the road. I don't want to see my shit for a while.
Right?
But it's there for everyone, right? So it's just, man, it was an amazing event. Okay,
so,
where are we starting now?
503, number 1 match. Hey, Justin Krulek, thank you so much for the super chat. Congratulations on your win, he says. Mike, you deserve it.
Heart of the Lion, baby.
Heart of the Lion, eye of the
Woo!
Yeah, that's right. Absolutely.
No,
thank
man,
you so
I
much
appreciate it. Thanks for the support.
Absolutely, thank you.
Yeah.
So, get on to it. The first match. Justin Bishop.
No, I'm just playing. Justin Bishop's Mike Saliers.
Nice.
I think I said
I was
50-50.
Yeah.
I did not realize there'd be that much of a gap, especially in the hand and wrist.
I didn't.
Justin dominated that match. To me, that was kind of a shocking outcome. I thought it might have been, 3-1, or even 3-0, but more difficult, right?
Right.
I didn't expect him just to dominate. Mike has a huge hand. Now, I haven't pulled Mike in 15 years when we used to both be 198, right? But his hand was always just massive.
Right. Didn't you expect him to pull out a King's move if he really got?
He tried in round 3 way too late.
Way too late. Yeah.
But so that was a shocker to me. Okay, I gotta quit looking over here and look over there because she's bossing me. I'm trying to read the comments, so then
Stop reading comments. Get our stuff first, and then we'll
go back and read the comments.
All right, guys. So, anyways, that was an absolute shocking moment for me that it did go 3-0 and as dominantly as it did. But that was kind of like the name of the game that
Second
night, right?
shocker, though. Whoa. Tom Holland getting turned into a hook, telling Giannis, no way, and then Giannis transitions into press and pins him. I was like,
very next
that's
match,
some good arm wrestling right there. That was some very technical, high-level arm wrestling.
Yeah, Tom.
I mean, it wasn't a King's move or anything, but it was pretty high level.
Did he just wait too long?
No, I mean, Giannis is just a very experienced arm wrestler. He kept the back pressure on. He was countering the drag hook. Now, had Tom not stayed over here and done a little bit more dragging, got the match more to his side of the table, I don't know if Giannis would have been able to do that.
Well, anyways, I thought that would be a little bit closer as well, and I really wanted Tom to win. It's nothing against you at all, Giannis.
Giannis a bad dude. He just went from that event over to the Arizona event and smacked everybody there, too.
He did. Like, he hadn't even been affected,
yeah,
right?
That's pretty
so
impressive,
that
too.
was mind-blowing. But here's the thing. Does he not look like he might have some bodies in the backyard somewhere?
Like, say you're watching a movie, that's the dude that plays the villain.
Yeah, like
he's got a
like he's the
but he's
chemist.
such a cool dude, but he just has that.
He looks like the chemist that would infect the bugs with the disease that then spreads it to everybody. That's who he looks like. Yeah, and I hear
she went into depth on that.
I did, but that's exactly what I was thinking. It's a little creepy.
But no, he's a bad dude.
Anyway, so
ladies, go for it, baby.
The ladies match. I got everything that I was hoping for. All right.
You got a lot of excitement.
I did get a lot of excitement.
Drama between the two.
I mean drama. Okay. Now, obviously, round number 1, I thought it would go 3-1 for Nancy, which it did. But the reason I thought that it would be 3-1 was not because I thought Valerie was, going to be that much into the match. I knew that Nancy's new to WAL.
She elbow fouls a lot.
She elbow fouls. And it takes time to get used to the ready-goes, right? But I knew that she was a beast and that she was coming prepared. Happened just like I thought it would. What I was hoping for but didn't really expect. Did y'all pick up on just a little bit of dislike? Maybe a lot of it. There seemed to be a lot of anger on that table.
All I know is I don't think Valerie expected to get that first win, so when she did, she had a pretty good little celebration afterwards.
Didn't go.
And I think that might have rubbed Nancy the wrong way.
Yeah.
So Nancy really put it to her after that.
Here's the thing: people are like, oh my gosh, she's not gracious or something. You know, people talk about being gracious in defeat and being humble as a champion. Why? I appreciate that Michael's humble, and when he does get beat, he's not really so gracious at home, but he is going to be gracious in the moment. But why? Why do we have to be that way? Why can't we be like, boom, bitches, I'm prepared, I went to war, I won, what up? You know, why can't we do that? And when you lose, why can't we just hear someone say for once, damn, that really freaking sucked? You know, I mean, why can't we go that route? So I was enjoying seeing just a little bit of drama, and Valerie holding on to Nancy just a little too long in that hug after everything was over, and I saw a few eye rolls.
There was some eye rolls.
Did you see that? Yeah, I saw that.
She's apparently pretty excited about that.
I was. That's what I want to see. Okay? Not everything.
I thought mine and Dave's respect for each other was awesome.
But you guys are buddies. That's the thing. You wouldn't see that to that level if it was you and, I don't know, the Badger.
Who?
I'm calling him a Badger.
Talking about Travis?
That's the one.
Huh. Badger.
Mm-hmm.
I don't get the relation. But either way, yeah, he and I don't, yeah. That match, of course now, after seeing that last performance, Travis probably just want to work my corner as well.
Right.
You know?
He's like, hey,
I was like, hey, man, how you doing? Can I work your corner?
Yeah.
Something like that.
Yeah, so, but that match was very impressive, very dominating performance by Nancy.
It was impressive, because especially her losing the first match in the hook, and then every match after that in a hook was like not even close.
Not even close. And 125 pounds, y'all.
Yeah, she looked powerful for sure. Boom, Marcio Crozzi.
Whoa! How about that match?
Damn.
All right. So of course I was pulling for Marcio. We are Marcio fans here in this house. We love Crosby too, but come on.
Well, me, Marcio and I go way back.
Super chat. Hey Eric, thank you so much for the support.
Thank you
really
for the support, Eric.
appreciate that. Absolutely. Thank you so much for that. So anyways, Marcio and Crosby.
I'm gonna be honest.
Marcio had a tough year last year.
When I saw the first pin by Crosby, I'm like, it's over.
That's exactly what Michael said.
I
It's
actually
over.
walked up, went to the bathroom, and came back in. I was like, oh, okay, so
I knew.
Marcio countered
I knew you
very,
had
very
it.
effective. And what it was just a lot of heart. It was a lot of heart.
Exactly.
And Marcio is a guy who pulls a lot of heart, a lot of emotion. And it was very exciting to see his reaction afterwards.
High kick. Jump up on the
Go back
table.
and watch it. He high kicks when he wins.
It's so much fun.
And then obviously jump on the table. And it's just the fact that he, I felt like he needed that win, but I saw his training. His training was very impressive. So, yeah, I really, really liked that. I liked seeing it. So,
the coolest thing
wait, go ahead.
before the match,
Oh, yeah.
Marcio was trying to gather his thoughts, right? Trying to gather himself. You guys, you know what he was listening to? Pretty damn cool.
It was pretty damn cool.
He shows his phone to me. He says, I'm listening to Michael's mindset training. He was!
Yeah.
He was listening to Michael's
5 minutes before his
mindset
match, he was
training.
watching my video on, champion mindset. So
Absolutely.
Cool.
It
He's
was
like,
totally
it's
cool.
exactly how I feel. I just never could put into words. He said, it's awesome. I'm like, thanks, dude. That was the ultimate compliment. Like
It
someone
was. Huge compliment.
who has been, a fellow competitor of mine. We've had wars back and forth over the years, but to see that that was the ultimate show of respect. That's awesome.
So,
Very nice.
but Marcio loses the first match. And then what adjustment do you think he made going into second, third, fourth to come out with a 3-1 finish?
Well, I think he needed that pin too. I think he needed to get confidence. You know what I'm saying?
He got the
So
confidence.
by round 5-4, when he's in the hook, he's like too strong.
Did y'all hear that? Did you pick that up?
He didn't
Too
even remember,
strong.
He didn't even remember
No.
saying it. Yeah, he didn't remember.
No.
saying it.
That was
No.
awesome.
Yeah, because he was
That
right in Crosby's power too.
Yeah.
So that was awesome.
Yeah. So anyways, that pin definitely gave him the confidence. And it just blew up from there. Now, had that not been called a pin, people are like, that was a questionable pin. Maybe not. But I believe in my heart of hearts, and of course I am a Marcio fan, so I might be a little bit biased, that even if they had not called it a pin then, that round was still going to be finished with a pin, with Marcio pinning Crosby, because he had him so damn close, and that's the way that it was going to go, right? So Very exciting.
Oh, there's another match?
There is another match, okay? You guys have been there. You've been there for the training. You've been there through the sacrifice. And we want to tell you again, thank you so much. If you're just tuning in, be sure that you hit subscribe because, guys, our fans, we are so... Hey, Mitchell! Love seeing Marcel win his match. We did too.
So
Thank
awesome,
you so much for the super chat. Thank you so much for the support.
All right, so my feelings are hurt. We were just at 131, and now we're about to talk about my match, and 5 people left.
It's okay, baby.
5 people
They're
left.
gonna come back and watch it later.
7 people left.
Stop it. Stop. So anyways, our fans are the best fans in the world, okay? Y'all put up with so much crap. And as I was saying at the very beginning, WAL has got the strictest rules on the King's Move.
They really do.
Out of any league.
Like, we're sitting there talking about it. It's like, okay, so...
Yeah.
We changed the rules since last year. It's only in a
winning position that you can drop below.
I think they said pinning position. Pinning, not just winning, pinning position. So I was like, okay, so what part is it the tabletop? Is it the pin pad? What is it? Shoulder must stay above the tabletop. I'm like, sweet.
Top of his shoulder.
Watch every match and
hey,
I'll love it every time.
Thank you so much for the super chat, the King's Move King, and congrats to Rebecca for being awesome. Thank you.
Right. There you
Thank
go.
you so much for the support.
We do this just for that right there.
Absolutely.
Thank you so much for the support.
So,
I appreciate that.
To know that they had made those adjustments this year, and did you guys see? Michael didn't go below. His shoulder didn't drop. That's how much stronger he has gotten. That's how his training has helped him. By the way, that blueprint that was out there, you might as well scrap it because his King's Move has changed. If you didn't pick up on that, it's much more offensive.
Yeah, Bart was like, yeah, we had prepared for, the old you, and your King's Move has evolved. It's much cleaner. You're way more offensive. Your hand and wrist is strong than it used to be. And I'm like, I know, they need to change those damn stats. Okay, so, I mean, seriously, after beating Devin last year, clearly #1 endurance, took his hand every round, clearly stronger hand than wrist than Devin. And then this match, I'm like, dude, y'all got to correct those damn stats, man. I mean,
correct those stats.
It's about time, WAL. Y'all had 2 pretty good performances by this guy, so I think y'all need to update those stats. That hand and wrist has gotten much better.
Absolutely. You've gotten much stronger. So let's break it down. The nerves, if you guys watched our WAL, the rest of the story video, if you haven't, you need to go check it out. That is accurate. The nerves were the worst they've ever been for both of us.
I mean, I don't know if they're the worst. They were pretty significant, but just because I put so much pressure on myself.
Exactly.
No one else
work
put
that
the
you
pressure.
put in.
I mean, I knew that I'd worked harder than I never trained before. I'd had a longer prep than I've ever had before, and I had faith that I had done enough, but the unknown was how strong was Dave, right? How strong was Dave? So that's the only thing I couldn't control. So until that first ready go, I was nervous. When they interviewed me, like, so what do you? My ass wanted to go home. I was like, I'm out, dude. Give me my hammer, I'm leaving. But yeah, so that's legit. I really felt that way.
So Michael's called out there to the table. Take us round by round, Michael. Give us the breakdown.
Ready, go. Don't move, go. Slip. Come back to the corner. Like, his hand feels really strong.
That's exactly what he said. And you guys, I told you I was going to tell you how he did me wrong. Not just yet. It's coming.
So then I go back up there.
That's what he said. His hand is really strong. Usually, when he has the first slip, he'll come back. He'll be like, I'm going to be okay. No, I didn't get it.
Well, his hand felt really strong.
Go ahead.
Then we put the strap on and don't move, go. I had a feeling that I'd be able to stop the match in the center of the table and keep his hand flat. And when that happened, I really, like I said in the video, it was weird because it's like I was looking from the outside, looking in, watching myself do what I was doing. It was a very weird feeling, first time I've ever had it. And I was just like, it was different. It was like I wasn't looking through my own eyes. I was looking for, it was weird.
That's that adrenaline high, honey.
Yeah, and then I could feel Dave adjusting and trying to make the counters, and then I saw him just give his arm to me. So I was hoping he would keep going because I wanted to bleed him a little bit more, but
he didn't want you to.
Yeah, once he pulled very smart, and then then I got the win, right? So
let's talk about that strap.
What's up, Aaron?
Hey, Aaron, thank you so much for the super chat. I tried to say several things, but my English sucks. You are the best. That's all. Good luck in the future, Monster family. Thank you so much, Aaron. Thank you as always for the support. Okay, so go ahead. You
got the win.
I want you to talk about the strap.
What
difference?
Yeah, they went to the Ferris strap. We both agreed on a Ferris strap, which is where you loop in here, you wrap around, loop in here, and then stitch it. Now it does put you palm to palm, which is what I want, right?
Yeah.
It's not duct tape, but it's close enough, right? So that worked out really well. Came back to the corner, still real calm. Didn't want to get too excited, although I knew, I felt like if I got the first one, I'd be able to get them all. So I didn't want to get over there and celebrate and get too excited because Dave. I didn't know if I took enough off Dave yet since he gave me his arm, right? Corey's there with me, Rebecca. Get out a little, trying to get hyped up in the corner. I go ahead and wait the full minute and a half, versus we're down and I was back up the table. We get back up there. I'm looking at my thumb and I'm telling Bart, he's over my thumb, and then I look at it and Bart says go, and so I just come out and I'm here, and then he's pushing down on me.
And that one we went to a different strap.
Well, honey, I'm not there yet.
Oh, sorry, that was the slip.
So then we slip, right?
Yeah.
So then Mike Celieres. Oh shit!
Oh yeah, guys.
All right, are y'all ready for this?
This is priceless.
Yeah, I'm not even wait till 10 more people get on because this is ridiculous. All right, y'all want to hear this one? This is insane. So that afternoon, I'm basically going over. We're sitting about to get interviewed by the Max Todd and Ben Holden, and I'm over there talking to Celieres. So we're talking about, me and arm wrestling and this and that and evolution of King's move. Okay, so people don't know this. There's two different King's moves. There's an offensive King's move. There's a defensive King's move, which I've always done. And there is somewhat of a blueprint to beat that one. And then there's an offensive King's move. And it's basically changing what I do with my hand and whether I'm more aggressive on the start or whatever. So I basically told Mike Celieres how to beat both of those. I'm like, well, this is what you need to do in this situation. If you want to do this, now, even though this is what you do, you may not be strong enough to do it, but this is how you do it. Probably 10, 15 minutes after his match, he comes up to me back in the green room, like, hey, man, I don't want you to be offended, no disrespect, but, Dave asked me to work his corner, so I'm working his corner.
And Michael had just told
him I just told this dude how to beat it, you know what I'm saying? So then we slip, and Celieres says, hey, put him in the other strap. I'm like, we already agreed for this strap. And Bart's like, they already agreed for it. He goes, well, ask him now. What does he want now? So Bart asked me, he goes, I'd like the old strap. And I'm like, well, shit, go ahead, let's do it, Huge mistake on my part because he moved the strap down, lower down his hand. It was on his side, the buckle was inside, so it didn't get as tight as I would have liked it. On go, boom, creates a gap about that far. And I'm looking at it. Oh, shit, that's not good. You know what I'm saying? Because now I don't have as much leverage because I'm not as, when I bow out, his wrist doesn't go because there's a gap, right? So he can still get this. Although I got that, he's got that as well. So he makes a climb. I'm countering, you'll see me climb, and he dives into the press. Shit, and I just stretched out to about right there, right? I was watching him. He was hitting pretty hard. He was getting after it. He wanted the match. But I just wasn't willing to let the arm go down, right? So.
And tell him what the pressure felt like.
It was every bit as strong as Jerry's press. And I don't know. I think he may have worked the press in his training because that press felt as strong as anyone's ever pressed on my arm. It's just in that moment I wouldn't gonna let it go, So then as soon as he backs off to readjust, I climb right back to center, give him the head nod. He smiles, and he gives me his arm again. So now 2-0. Like, yeah, let's not do that strap again. That was horrible.
I'm still freaking out, okay? Because nobody's coming to the corner and telling me they're okay. And I know that Michael Todd could be down by 2 and still pull out a win. We've seen him do that, okay? So I'm still freaking out. He never let me off the hook. He never told me what he already knew in his head. Go ahead. He did me wrong.
Okay, so now, in between rounds 2 and 3, I give my wife a kiss. I'm doing my thing. Corey's rubbing me down with the spot. Little plug for Isogenics. MonsterRockTodd.ichance.com. So they're rubbing it, and then I turn around. This mouthy ass dude behind me won't shut up.
He's drunk.
Yeah. So I look around back at this dude, and I look back, and he keeps running his mouth. So I turn the corner. I'm like, slap this motherfucker.
He did.
Because,
Watch your mouth. But yes, he did.
I was like, for real. If you don't do it, I'm about to smack this fool.
And y'all, this guy standing next to Corey is probably a good 6 inches shorter than Corey.
No, he was probably 5'10", 230 or so.
He is.
But he was a sloppy thing.
And Corey's standing all big like this. Y'all seen the gorilla. You know he's a big guy.
Big guy.
And Corey, he's so calm. Corey just looks over at him.
The guy looks at him and goes,
looks up at him and goes, are you going to slap me?
Corey grabs him by his head, shakes his head, like, no, I'm going to let that one pass. I'm going to let that one slide.
And the guy keeps looking up at him. You sure you ain't going to slap me?
Yeah, that dude's a moron. Matt Mask will beat Michael Todd.
Oh.
That's funny.
Sorry, guys. Not going to happen. But anyways, that was a great moment. And then you go in for the third match.
Yeah, so I get back in there, and I was trying to hold on to his fingers and pin him without the strap, and he got away from me. So then we put the strap on. He wanted to go the old strap. I wanted the newer fair strap. So we had to flip for it. And I actually think he won the flip, but I don't think Bart was aware of it and put the fair strap on. So, oops. You know what? Ready to go. Sitting at the table. Saw him make some adjustments, trying to back drag me across the table. And came out with the victory, man. It was truly a blessing.
It was absolutely huge. So going back to that strap going between fair and, you know, if you are a person that knows how to cheat the strap, you will hate the fair strap. There's not any cheating. Okay?
Not a lot of cheating.
You can't cheat in the strap. So that's going to be the difference. And WAL is going to that by the finals, I think Bart said.
Most likely.
Because he wants everybody to go home and practice with it, right? So there is no cheating in the strap. You're literally tied to your opponent, and it takes cheat the strap out of the game. Devin is
someone will find a way. You know, Devin doesn't think it's fair. He doesn't understand it.
Bobby Sweeney, it is symmetrical and it is tight.
It can be tighter. We tried to do it here. We couldn't get it tight here, but apparently we were doing it wrong because Bart's cinched it in nice and tight. I like it. So what she was freaked out about was
he never told me.
Well, I knew after the first match that I was safe. You know, I knew that.
You tell me.
But I didn't want, like I said, I didn't want to jinx myself. I didn't want to go over the corner and start celebrating and all that stuff. So I just wanted to remain calm, focused on the task at hand, and make sure I didn't make any unnecessary mistakes that cost me that hammer. You know.
So, anyways, like we said, it was a night of shocking outcomes. Okay, while some people, very few people, had Michael pegged for a 3-0 win. Like I said, very, very, very few people had Michael pegged for the 3-0 win. Nobody thought it was going to be to that level. Nobody did. And taking nothing away from Dave,
bad dude.
According to his friends and himself, he came in the strongest and best prepared he's ever been as well. But we all know Michael Todd was preparing for war. It would not have mattered who was on the other side of the table.
I do feel like I have a legitimate argument that, okay, and the reason I say this, that I'm about to say what I'm about to say, is I don't think anyone would predict prior to that match anyone beating Dave Shapey 3-0.
No.
Even Vitali, anybody. Mm-hmm. So I think there's a legit argument that could be made that I could be the best arm wrestler in the world right now, without trying to sound too arrogant. But let's say that's the case. Hypothetically, let's say that's the case.
Mitchell Phelps, these people saying Matt Mask will pin Mike. You are high as fuck. Mask is a great competitor, but Mike will pin that arm. And here's the thing, Matt Mask, you cannot take him lightly.
Matt's a great dude, man. Stylistically, I believe I present serious problems for Matt.
But thank you, Mitchell, so much for the support.
I'm the stronger person. You know, he has longer levers, a bigger hand. But it's just a fact. I'm the stronger guy. I am okay. So, hypothetically speaking, my statement is true. I was back at the gym training on Friday. We drove 16 hours home. I woke up Saturday. We were wrecked, but I still went out and did my chest workout. Yesterday, I did my back workout. Today, I went ahead and did legs. Corey, Wes, and I have a surprise tomorrow for an arm workout. We're going to do a little curl off. You know,
yes, they are. So, strict curls.
Basically, after having Dave DePew here, What the hell did he say? CT Fletcher. CT Fletcher, world strict curl champion in 2018. He was here. So Corey's like, I wonder how much we can strict curl. So we're gonna find out tomorrow. So we saw the gorilla beat me in the 225 for reps. Of course, you know, it's taking it easy because I had Dave come out and all. But so we're gonna see what happens tomorrow. But we're gonna film all that and put it out there. But yeah, so
503, great card.
I say all that to say, even if I could be on top right now, I will not take my foot off the gas.
Nope.
I will keep training. I will start working with Stan Efforting and take my performance and nutrition and just everything to a whole nother level. So if there is a gap now,
You want to tell them what I told you?
I'm widening the gap. What's up?
What I want you to do? What I want you to be ready for.
Yeah.
Yeah. So Michael said he's not going to take his foot off the gas. Absolutely not. He went into that match the strongest he's ever been. The strongest he's ever been. The most prepared he's ever been. That will not be the strongest he will be going into his next match.
That's not true. John Brzenk one time did 225 for like 20-something reps. Him and Bob Brown were having a bench off.
Okay.
But yeah, Gon did not bench a whole lot. Gon just had genetics and a strong hand. Go ahead.
We can get to these in just a
I
second.
know. Go ahead.
All right. So anyways, now I'm lost.
No, who you want me to beat or what you want me to do?
Okay. I told Michael that
Not taking my foot off the gas.
he's not taking his foot off the gas, and he told me that. And I said, no, you don't understand. I want you to be ready at the drop of a hat. If Levin shows up at this house, you need to be able to beat him on that day. So Michael Todd is not going to stop training. He is not going to take his foot off the
She
gas.
has high expectations. I'm just saying.
Hey, listen, you've done set the bar high in this house. We are on a streak, okay? And we're going to keep that streak going. And how he did that, by the way, guys, each week he had wins. Each week while he was out there training. And he was going up in weight. Going up in weights while he was working out. He was having a win that week. He got used to some freaking wins. And we're going to keep that happening. All right?
I like that one.
Okay, so we're not going to talk about 504 yet. We're going to talk about that in an upcoming video. But now we're going to get back to some of your questions. Before we do, if you are new to this channel or if you're not subscribed yet, be sure you hit subscribe and click the bell for notifications. Share this to your feed. Grow this channel. If you have not watched the full card of WAL or specifically Michael and Dave Chafee's match, I will add a card to this video so that you can just, that's what it is. It's a card. It's a link.
Gotcha. Just
so that you can go and click on that and do that as well. Or just go on and search WAL 503 and have a look at our behind the scenes video, which is called WAL 503, the rest of the story. It was absolutely an awesome ride. Super exciting.
got a hell of a good corner man.
Hell of a good corner man. And as we said before, we have the best fans. All right? So if you guys go and you all watch those cards from Bleacher Report Live on YouTube, drop a comment. Try.
Dude.
Just try to educate.
I watched this whole card. I mean, there was 1,000 comments yesterday, and I read them all. I had maybe 50 nice ones.
Yeah.
So that's 5%. 95% hate, 5% Michael Todd's awesome.
We have the best fans.
You guys
because you've got
sure.
super thick skin. We know you can deal with it. So go out there and drop them some comments. All right.
And to answer Mitchell Phelps' question, the title, the hammer, is not on the line. It's a non-title, scheduled to be a non-title match.
Which is weird.
Well, they can't give the guy who's
extremely
lost
weird.
his last 3 a title match.
Yeah, but also it's not right that you have a title match 4 weeks after just having what was predicted to be a war.
Yeah. Let's go.
All right, so I'm going back now. Going to have a search. Going to go through some of these and look at some of your questions. Let's go all the way back. Y'all got so many. Okay. The super chats help out a lot.
Super chats are awesome.
Because they stand out so we can absolutely see them. Marcio looking superhuman. Absolutely. What about that first pin?
They're talking about Marcio's.
Marcio, was it a hit?
Maybe you're not talking about Marcio.
Let me have a look.
That's what it looks like.
Okay. Why is it not?
I don't know.
Let me go all the way back. How annoying. All right. Eric's at work. What about that first pin? Was it a hit? Marcio wanted that so bad. And yes, he did. Y'all, redeemed. I cannot wait to see what happens in his next match. Cannot wait till they announce it. Yeah. Super excited about his next match, okay? My favorite video, talking about your
In my opinion, Michael's beard is awesome. I agree. This is all Rebecca, though. I probably wouldn't keep it all crazy. I'd probably just have like a little goatee or something.
Marcio watching Michael's motivational talk was awesome. And
So
yeah,
awesome.
guys, by the way, after we saw him win in the fashion he did, guess what Michael Todd was listening to before he went out there?
Yeah, Corey's like, hey, you want to listen to I Feel Like a Monster, or do you want to listen? I'm like, yeah, go ahead and listen to my mindset training.
Because it worked for Marcio, all right?
It works.
All righty. No prison workout could prepare Chafee for that beating. Oh, guys, I know Michael made it look easy, but you cannot take him for granted. You cannot take Dave Chafee for granted.
Dude. I still have my money on him in 504, honestly.
Absolutely, and someone was actually asking that, what you think is going to happen. Is there a way to send a picture? I'd like to see a breakdown of why it wasn't a pin.
What are you talking about? Oh, you're talking about with me and Dave?
I'll
show
there's
you
a
why.
big oak.
It's a huge, it's 2 or 3 inches.
Monster, I see Junju Mafu was there. Did you get to talk to him? And are you going? Love seeing Marcio win his match. Thank you so much for the super chat.
That's the closest.
Mitchell Phelps.
That's the closest he got. What are you turning? There you go. I've got 3 pictures, and that's the closest one. That's from probably, I don't know.
That's from a different angle than what you guys saw on the TV.
Jen Wood's.
This is the pin.
Actually, it was his hand. See, his fist was in the way. See, he's down to about his fist height. If you look at it, but there's still another 2 or 3 inches to go to the pad. So, but it's a lot of pressure, boy. Let me tell you, lots of pressure.
Okay, your arm sore from the other night. When I got a hold of it, this is Scarface. I'm not sure who this is, Scarface.
I don't know. I didn't pull anybody else, so I don't know who that would be.
Frank Bean doesn't miss that call. It was a pin. They're talking about someone else's.
Oh, they're talking about Marcio?
You know, no. There was a match where we were like, that might have been a pin, or it may not have been. I can't remember which one it is. All right, I see a Todd versus Todd match in the making.
Todd Hutchins?
That's John Rumbold. XY, Tristan Kelly, no, I'm not the kind of person flaming in comment sections calling someone names. I say things right away in a correct way. I have no idea what that's all about. We love you guys. Trevor Williams, keep it real. I haven't seen your match, and I'm literally watching it right now. Awesome, Wes. Leave some comments, okay? Leave some positive comments there. Educate some fools. Who cares? You're the best. It don't matter. As Rusty Shackelford. You are too strong, Michael. Yeah, the hate, baby. The hate. Dude, it's an officially sanctioned match. What are you even talking about? Tristan Kelly. No idea. Okay. So I'm in a winning position. Does your hand have to be dominant?
No.
Okay. Talking about what a winning position is. Winning position?
Your
table. Pinning position means you're actually going down for the pin, because so many people hang below the table when they're going for the pin. Bro, I want to work out with you. Beast mode. Eric Joseph, thank you for the super chat.
We will let you know the next time we have a big practice. Just follow us on, I probably won't reach out to you directly. Follow us on Facebook, and we'll be announcing our next practice and putting out on pretty much all of our different social media outlets. So if you guys want to come train, there'll be a good group of people here for sure.
Triple X 3N and 3R Triple X says, Brezink said you wouldn't win. I know it. How'd that make you feel, Michael Todd?
I didn't care.
Michael likes when people...
I like being the underdog.
He loves being an underdog. He loves when people doubt him, okay? That actually is just fuel for the fire. Devin was the only top person that believed in you. How'd that make you feel, Michael?
Devin knew what was up. He's the last guy to pull me.
Yeah, but what'd you say when he called you to win?
I was like, dude, don't pick me. Your picking's horrible.
Yeah, he did not want him to pick him. Okay. Giovanni says, I agree with the guy who said Todd versus Toddzilla. Hope it happens. All right, guys, I just want you to think about this for a minute. King's move that Devin has is not... Well, let's say Devin's King's move is a 7. If Michael's is a 10. If Michael's is a 10. Devin's is a 7.
If it's a 10.
All right?
What are you talking about?
Devin's is a 7. Todd couldn't work with that one.
Todd's a very strong guy.
All right.
He would have, in my opinion, he'd have a difficult time with me because he's all, he's side pressure and he's not tall enough and doesn't.
But you can't take him lightly.
No, he doesn't have the height or the length to get around the press, So it would. He's a very strong guy.
Who is the biggest challenge now that David's out of the way as far as WAL goes?
Dave's the biggest challenge. I mean, we'll find out at 504.
Jethro Toole, why is Mask getting a title shot? He's not.
Yeah.
He's not getting a title shot, guys. The title is not on the line in that match.
Truman versus
Toddzilla.
Truman's extremely strong.
That's Hyena Laughing Matter says Truman's.
I'd have to.
Devin.
Over 6 rounds, I favor Devin.
You do?
Yeah.
Because he's just off of all his options, right?
He's got so many options.
Terry Pearson, what is it going to take for someone to beat the monster in his eyes?
In my eyes, it's going to take someone who's either significantly stronger than me, who can control my hand and wrist and turn my palm up, because I don't believe there's a person alive who wants to win more than me.
Joe Cagle, I'm so happy to hear you say this. Michael Todd, we were just talking about this the other day. Michael, just want to say, you have proved me wrong since that Facebook post so long ago.
Yes. We were talking about that. Like, yeah, Joe originally had like all these people ranked above me, and I was like,
we were telling Corey.
He had me like 95th or some shit.
Yeah, and Corey was like, really?
No, like, way. Joe likes you a lot. I'm like, yeah. He must have grown to like me because he didn't give me a lot of credit before.
Joe Cagle says Vitaly completely wiped the floor with Truman. That was a pretty dominant match.
Oh, that dude's a bad dude.
He's a bad dude. Bad dude. Sonny Gay, congratulations to the Monster family. Thank you so much. Zaplinkoff is what Demeter Bird is saying. Okay, first of all, we all know how ill he has been. It's going to be a while before he can come back. He was just talking about he wants his matches to be with strong people, but not people that have endurance to start off with, right? Because obviously his endurance has been affected. But how happy were you to see him back training?
Very happy to see. I love Dennis, and I want him to make a full recovery. I'm really strong right now, so it's gonna take. Barring an injury, which I knock on wood does not happen, I'm being much smarter this year. I feel like I have a chance at doing something really special. That's what I think.
Caesar, have you had an inspiration to do the King's move? Yeah, his inspiration was his left arm blowing up.
Yeah, just it all evolved. It came from the rotational lat drag to getting stretched out a little bit more. But people are like, hey, could you show us how you train the King's move? I don't. I train my hand, my wrist, my pronation, my back pressure, and that's it. I don't sit out here and put weights like this and do this. I don't do that. I just train my hand, wrist, and my back pressure. The biggest thing is I can't get any closer than this. So this is a hard lock to hold. This is a hard position to stay tight at. So it just kind of stretches open.
Salar Perzada, Michael, was Dave stronger than Pushkar? Different.
I miss Pushkar a lot. I think if the version of me that showed up Thursday night would have showed up in 17 to pull Pushkar, I would have beat Pushkar there too. But yeah, I don't know.
But we're glad that it went the way it did.
Yeah, I'm glad he got the last win.
I love you.
Love you.
Joshua J. Monster, can Devin break your arm?
Devin can hold my water bottle.
How about that?
You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
He's gonna make it back to me. Devin's a bad dude. A lot of respect for Devin, but yeah, Daddy's gonna break one.
Usurpatorus Identitatum, what kind of chance would you give to Dave against Levin? We were actually talking about this.
I think anyone who prior to that match last Thursday night would have been a 50-50 on those two. And I don't think they should take away from that match that Dave is not as good as they thought he was. I think I've been drastically underrated. I'm telling you, 6 months, anyone who's willing to put in the work can make a huge difference. But it can't be 2 months of work, a month off. It's consistency. It's day in, day out. It has to be your passion. It has to be your focus. It's got to be a reason why you're willing to put that much work in.
Here we go. Perry Benez. Do you know a young arm wrestler called Chance Shaw?
Working with him right now. I think he has a very, very bright future. He's already had some very significant wins, and a lot of that has been just off table time. Now he's following my training regimen. We're trying to get him right with the nutrition, but the kid,
He likes the sweets.
Yeah, the kid, he's gonna be coming up here probably 5 weeks or so, and gonna go hit the pro-am in Oklahoma with me and do some training with me.
You're a workaholic, says David Redmond. That's why you won, and you put in the work and the time like you do. That's when the champion arises. Ice Flash Flame Rush says, do you think a way to beat the King's move could be to force them into a hook? Y'all, they're
Everyone
trying to
tries
hook
to hook me. I mean, Dave was trying to hook me.
Yes.
The strategy they worked on was to get the cut first.
Yeah.
And because the one match he clearly beat me at WL was he got turned in on me, got my palm up, and I couldn't come out of it. People try to hook me. It's just really, really, really hard to hook me.
People really do wonder, why don't they just try to hook?
They're all trying to hook.
Michael's pronation is stupid strong.
It's world class. I mean, it's stupid strong. It may very well be in a league of its own. But it's just because I do it. I'm telling you, that rope machine, which I do have a new rope machine that I'm probably going to be recommending to folks, called a Rebel 1. We shot a video with Corey training with it before we left. I'm probably going to do a video this week. We'll edit it and put it all together. And I'm going to see if I can't get a promo code to get you guys a discount. But the consistency on my rope pulling machine, just doing this. I mean, it's like I said, it's like a mechanic doing this or a carpenter doing that. Once you do something every day, regardless if I don't get the cup and everything, my arm is used to that. So even if it's this, whatever, it's all pronation. It's a very hard thing to stop.
This one says, don't take mask lightly. Guys, Michael Todd's not taking anybody lightly.
I don't look past anybody. I just know that
Lorette has Chafee beat in a best of 5. Bobby Sweeney? That's speculation.
Yeah, I mean, we're going to find out in, 24 days?
Yeah. Who is your limit now? Who knows?
Me.
Perry Bennett. What did you...
I'm the only person that can keep me from being number 1 in the world.
There you go, guys. What did you and Devin discuss on the phone after the competition? Maybe we'll talk about that later.
Yeah, we just had some friendly words with one another.
Joe Cagle, you don't start out to get noticed, bro. You get started to improve yourself from the person you were yesterday. Truth.
That's good.
Hyena, Chafee make Devin his wife for 3rd time in a row. Hyena, damn, man.
Yeah.
Come on. A boy never tells. Bob Sweeney, please. No, not yet. Joshua J, what is a tournament a beginner can go to get noticed in arm wrestling, make a name for themselves?
Go to Oklahoma, where you live at. Oklahoma Pro-Am Internationals. I think it's like July 26, 27, something like that. There should be some pretty decent names there. That'd be a good event.
Yeah.
I'm sure to be filmed and put on YouTube.
And that's the thing. You want to get noticed, you need to go where the good competition is. If you just keep showing up at competition where you know
my
that
boy
you
Dave
win,
Chafee just commented on a photo.
if you just keep showing up at competitions where you know or believe that you can win, you're not getting pushed, you're not going to get noticed. You got to go where the competition is and beat them.
All right, so I posted this pic, my all-time flaws and how much bigger Dave Chafee has gotten, because this was 6 years ago at the International Bar, whatever it was, World Bar Arm Wrestling. So I don't know if you can see it.
There, they can see.
So Dave's like, out-angled me on that one, Mike.
I don't know.
Yeah. He was like 20 pounds bigger though when I pulled him 6 weeks later at CrossFit. Damn, dude. And his hand, the thing about Dave Chafee is this part of his hand is probably like an inch wider than mine. Like when I try to shake his hand, my fingertips end up hitting the meat of his hand. Like I can't.
And not to mention, his freaking arms are long. Okay. Yeah. He's walking around like gorilla arms.
He got some gorilla arms.
Okay. Kiss the doggy. I will when he comes back around. He is strictly right. Diaz. I don't know who Diaz is. The best counter to a King's move is a press along with some rising pressure. Can anyone enter in that Oklahoma tournament?
Yes.
Levin won't fight anyone unless Mazarenko directs it. That's right, Rick.
No, I mean.
That's right, because
we've already had a conversation with Igor as well.
We have. Yeah.
So.
We've been talking to Igor for a while.
I've had a 13-year relationship with those guys, so
He does, Joel.
Orangutan arms for
I like
real.
that orangutan. Yes. Okay, Dennis, Michael, you're very strong. Your top 5 wrestlers with size, weight being relatively equal. Okay, we've
That's
actually done our
another-
top 5 video.
Yeah, but he's talking about if everyone was the same size. Would a
Oh.
lightweight guy who had the same size? It's all speculation. Top 5 arm wrestlers in the world, I said previously, were Levin, Dave, me. Actually, I probably said me. Vitali. Maybe I threw Trubin in there. And I don't remember what my top 5 was. They have to come out with new rankings now after this match.
Someone was asking earlier, and I can't remember which one of you it was, so sorry I can't give you the credit, but was asking, how do you think you would fare against Prudnik? Guys, Prudnik shocked the hell out of me.
Prudnik's very, very strong.
Yeah, but didn't he really impress you?
Very impressive, very impressive.
And he's only been training since then. It's not like they quit.
No,
you know?
I mean, we're going to find out a lot in September when the second stage of top 8 happens.
Okay, see, Canadian boy, you're just not right here. After Devin went through his surgeries, he went downhill. There wasn't many that could beat Devin from 2008 to 2013.
And it wasn't 13 anyway, it was 2012.
2012, yeah.
And, I believe wholeheartedly from 2012 till 2014, I was the best arm wrestler on the planet. I just never got a chance to pull Dennis to prove it. We all have injuries and things happen. Rebecca and I were talking about the other day on the way home. She thinks the 2012 me again,
Stronger.
except stronger. Not quite as lean, but I do feel that type of strength and power back. But it's not even that. It's a will. It's a desire to be the very best version of me, and I have that. I didn't have it for a while. It wasn't as big of a priority to me. We were talking about this. We're always like, hey, what if we win the lottery, right? Because I really want to win the lottery. If anybody out there can fix that shit, let's make it happen. So we're like, hey, so if you won not a little lottery, like $50 million or something, Corey goes, would you still arm wrestle? And right now, they could come to my house right now and tell me I won $50 million, and I'm still going to be out in the gym every day training until I get that number 1 spot in the world.
Because you can taste it now.
Yeah, I'm very, very close. If I'm not already there. The thing is, I've said for a while, there's 5 or 6 guys in the world on any given day that's the best arm wrestler on the planet. And I believe that. But Chafee's definitely not overrated. Somebody said he's overrated a while ago. Dave Chafee's a bad dude.
I think you guys
But
will see that in this
after
next
after
match.
feeling someone who's that powerful and realizing that I'm there, I've made a lot of improvements, and I do think it's just going to get better from here. So
That was a very friendly match, but I love when the monster gets loud. Says Ribeye 7-11. He's got to be in that spot mentally. Like you heard it when he was arm wrestling Devin. You heard it when he was arm wrestling Travis Badgett.
Devin is overrated, not Chafee. Somebody said that. I ain't.
Oh.
Devin's. I mean, they're both great guys, and they're both legitimately badasses.
I don't know how you could say either one of those pullers are overrated.
Yeah.
I think people use the word overrated a little too loosely. I really do. Chafee won something in Europe while Devin is hiding over 35 years. What? I don't know what you're talking about. I don't know what you're talking about at all. All right, guys. But anyways, super excited. We definitely have got some good things in store. Some conversations that are left to be had that we can't tell you guys about just yet, but we will.
Can I actually deal with Levin at my best? It's hard to say, but I believe right now I'm capable.
In the future, it'll be robotic arms. Tristan
I'll
Kelly.
be smacking that shit too.
Smacking it.
Pop rolling the hell out that robotic wrist.
Bask in the Glory says Jason. Bob Sweeney. Yeah, on Voice of Arm Wrestling channel, Travis Badgett just called you out for a big money match.
Yeah, and then I get a private phone call saying, hey man, let's split the money. That's what Travis
That
does.
happens. That really happens.
For real.
Yeah.
And he gets mad at me if I say, no, don't split the money. He's like, dude, I've already told everybody you're an asshole if you don't split the money with me.
Anyone that says any of the top guys are overrated need to be on video getting dragged across the table by them. Right? Okay. Did you talk to John Brezink at 503? What did he say? He wasn't at 503? No, we haven't had a conversation.
I haven't talked to him. I talked to Ryan Bowen like the next day, and they congratulated me. And John gave me praise on their post-match.
Called you a beast.
Like I said, I trained harder than I was strong.
Mm-hmm.
So.
Devin and Chafee are both incredible. It's just that Michael is on another level now. That's the truth. I keep talking. Okay, Michael is very humble and he gets very nervous saying things like that because you got to realize the respect he has for his competition. Just because he may be on another level, you don't really say that and you don't take it in and you don't accept it because as soon as you do, you're going to sleep on somebody.
Like I said, I was back working the next day, and I will continue.
Absolutely. Well, guys, we've totally enjoyed this. Be looking for that video that we'll put out after tomorrow, the strict arm curl. Congratulations, sponsor and family. You're an exception.
Thank you very much, David. Daniel. Daniel.
Oh, Daniel, I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Was one of the things you can't talk about was my first question.
What was it?
I don't know what that was.
Repeat the question real quick, Shane, and we'll get off here once you get that back out.
Okay, you guys are awesome.
Thanks,
Y'all have
Joe.
a great night. Thanks so much, Joe. What was that question? I've just started arm wrestling myself, and I was wondering, have you ever experienced numbness or tingling in your fingers? Yeah, he doesn't feel his fingers at all.
At all. Thanks,
Tim Water says, keep it coming. When do you start your new training? He already started his training.
Yeah, he's probably talking about the vertical diet stuff.
Oh.
Stan is actually going to be in my corner in LA, so he'll be out there with me. So.
Michael Todd, I saw your entrance at 503. I was pleased. Yeah, someone said he looked like Kratos.
Yeah.
He looked
Somebody
really
said
crazy.
like old Kratos. I'm like, what
What
the
the
fuck?
fuck?
There's no way Kratos is younger than me.
Strict barbell curl or dumbbell?
Easy bar curl.
Easy bar curl.
Yeah.
Congrats, Monster.
I
You
can't
deserve
use
everything.
barbell because my wrist won't.
Can't wait to see what's in store for you later this year. You guys, some stuff is coming. We're excited about it.
Yeah, and we did talk to Juji and Tom, and they're excited about coming out here and doing some training with me and shooting some good stuff. So less scared of the glasses. Yeah.
Oh, shame.
Yeah. So yeah, Juji Mafu. Tom gave me his number, shot me a text, and we're supposed to get together on setting something up. So cool.
Which is awesome.
Yeah. Man.
On their part, because they certainly don't need to talk
Dude,
to us.
they're so busy. They're doing so
They're
much.
so busy. Yeah.
But they were, really intrigued the way I trained. They're like, dude, that's completely different how Devin trains. I'm like, yeah. And you saw